Hello, my name is Sean. I just wanted to share some strategies for New Jersey science teachers preparing their students for the NJSLA science test. We've been familiar with the newer standards. It's been almost like 10 years, the NGSS and the NJSLA that have evolved from that. So some quick tips that I can give and offer teachers who are trying to prepare their students. Number one is to focus on the science and engineering practices as well as the discrete content. If you're an older or more seasoned science teacher, you might remember the NJ Ask, which was a lot more recall. The newer test also measures things like processes. How do students think like scientists? How do they behave like scientists? There's three categories of SEPs that are kind of put into different groups. There's the investigating group, sense making, and critiquing skills. So we want to kind of incorporate in our questioning in the classroom how scientists think as well as what they actually know. Another suggestion I have for teachers is to expose students to different question types. Again, harkening back to the NJ Ask, that was pretty much multiple choice answers and short answer or kind of a written response. Now there are multi-answer questions. Students might have to graph some things. Students might have to do drag and drops, gap matches, all sorts of different sequencing. So I feel like it's good practice for students to do that on a digital platform. They can use Pearson or Google Forms to look at those different types of questions, but even going old school and like printing out index cards and having students sequence things, or I like to do a lot of writing in my science classes using a science journal to help them work on answering different types of questions. And then lastly is getting students more familiar with a lot of types of data literacy, information literacy. Almost every type of question, every type of bundle that's on the NGS SLA science test is contextualized through their, it's a student who did an investigation, or here's a set of data related to a local ecosystem. Having students look at lots of different graphs, read lots of different types of nonfiction articles and things like that. And even when we do our labs, having them collect data and do things like graphing could really help students navigate through the NJSLA science test when they take it in May.